Now, the best moment, the best day, and the best time to talk about sports every Monday. Hello and welcome once again, your host Fabrice Umsonera, as we'll be looking at some of the activities that took place over the weekend, where we look at how some of the sporting codes now they are slowly, beg your pardon, coming to action. We begin with the return of the UNESCO Basketball League. The second round that was playing over the weekend. We know how the first round was. So in a situation where the usual venue at the UNESCO at Korseni in Matsapa, where we normally know them playing this league, they couldn't proceed due to the exams that are proceeding, so they had to play the games at Lesotho. Then later on, we'll also touch on some other activities that include Mula Sports volleyball. Volleyball as another sporting cause, they are trying by all means to make sure that they maintain good sports of activities. So over the weekend, they were at Olympia Africa Lobamba. We will touch on some of the teams and performance and how they are doing and leading to the return of the league. Otherwise, there's also the under-17 rugby. We know that it's all about development. What is the Eswatini Rugby Union trying to do to make sure that they grow as an association? So these are kids under the age of 17. We'll hear from some of the speakers to just tell us about the upgrade and the development, how far they are going. As you can see, talent is there, but they need more practice. Otherwise, the third national open in golf, the Mananga Open, was taking place over the weekend. Mr. Lichka, I don't know if I pronounced the name well, but he was the eventual champion. That's him. Someone said I should say it's him. No, it's not him. He was just saying hi to us. And then we talk about this Open, how the Mananga Open is one of tough competition, especially for local golfers. They will take us through and listen to some of the interviews, including the captain of the club captain, just to hear how the event was on its own. Otherwise, we'll also touch on the first edition of Hospice at Home, where the beautiful birds of Mbabane are the champions of the first edition. How did they go? We'll use the pictures of the likes of Felix Barenhorst, who missed the penalty, but it did not change the fact that his side are eventually the 100,000 champions. Otherwise, all that starts in Jesse, take it in Zabate, mass sports, we won't rush anywhere. We'll make sure that every sporting codes, you get all the information you want. That's because the person who's here in the studio, he was just at all the destinations over the weekend. Wakona utvakashira tonga tinza ukuthi uthole yonke information. He's our in-house analyst in Mini, and he's in the studio. Nguvusele Ngosi.
Ngiyabonga Fabrice ukumukela ehlelweni lakho ngikuthola okukhulu ngivusele ama-loyal viewers umbukelo weSwatini TV. Fabrice ngicela kushonako nje ngine space of a minute. Kubo bonke labalahlekelwe ekulembela somvo, kubo bonke labagulelwako, kubo bonke labatsinzekako, noma ngabe sihlobo noma ngabe yini sithi madudu, abalale ngelinceba, kodwa nje bathembe munye umuntu, bathembe uNkulunkulu kuphela, ngoba yena ongumqalelisi nomphelelisi wako konke lokukhona lapha emhlabeni.
Now, what a thought. Now, Ngigobatsi Walunga, I've known him for 13 years, but kuti comment ngaiva batsi uyatselela. Ngigobatsi Walunga. Master, over the weekend, the return of UNESCO Basketball League. But Master, before we speak about the Basketball League, let's talk about the sport itself, because we talk about the UNESCO Basketball League coming back. There are other events taking place within the association. They don't have a sponsor. The National League doesn't have a sponsor. It's a problem, a serious case. So if we can then rely to the so-called, not to minimize them in context, but UNESCO Basketball League, where are we getting the elite players if we don't have the actual league proceeding? Wingoto.
Fabrice, ngicabanga ukuthi kulesinye isikhathi nebadlali balomdlalo baya-contribute ukuthi ema-sponsors abaleke kuma-sports. Ngishiso yini lokho Fabrice, nakugcina imidlalo ye-league yaka-MTN beyisponsorishwa nge-MTN yona i-basketball, kwasuka umsinvo lapho khona a certain team, a certain official, umumvu welicembu tsite lwaveta noma lwahlukubeta competitions manager lwahlukubeta vice president lwahlukubeta president akhuluma emagama langasiko mnanzi embi kwesponsor ngicabanga ukuthi dinvo letinye leti-contributayo ukuthi ema sponsors abaleke kuleminye imidlalo nasitawubuka abadlali ngendlela labatiphatha ngayo nema team officials indlela latiphatha ngayo so ngicabanga ukuthi le gap levulekile vele nokuthi le sponsor lokwaku MTN singabuyi mhlambe ngiletinye taletini letenda ukuthi tingabuyi kodwa ikhona lenhlase levuthako lapha kulomlotha lokuyima varsity games lengicabanga ukuthi
basa usaqala kuma first game yayinkantolo mosenzabo yaphela ngoba sitaze siboshwe ngoba le content of court vele ayisivumela ukuthi singacoca inzaba isachubeke enkantolo
but iruling yaphela Fabrice yes yaphela iruling sekudzinga nje ukuthi la macembu atfole official unfortunately ngisho kanjalo ngenhlanhla lembi yena mabhalane wayo inhlangano emidlalo webasketball lapha even bekasema batasa ngaletinye tini bakakhoni kusenda ema-emails kulamacembu ngale hearing le endeka about 4 months ago.
No, it's interesting. UNESA Basketball League over the weekend, Master. That's what we have now. Let's use what we have. Let's watch what we have. Enda njani ma teams, Master? Ubavakashela ufike wakanzani, Master?
Njengoba ngisho Fabrice ukuthi ikhona lenhlasela la ngala emidlalweni wayo ibasketball lokulokotako kulomlilo lengicabanga ukuthi the varsity games UNESA Basketball League ngiyo imidlalo lapho khona sesithemba ukuthi badlali bati lolonga khona noma badlala khona bakhombisela khona labo khona iyadlala i-first round yaphela imidlalo yokuqala yale league yaphela inyalo ngale weekend beqale imidlalo ye-second round le midlalo ke Fabrice idlala kakhulu noma ivamise ukudlalelwa e-UNESA lapha eKwaluseni enyuvesi yaKangwane eKwaluseni kodwa ngalokuthi kuchubeka luhlolo lakhona lapha enyuvesi yaKangwane kulembela songo lesuka kuyo beyidlala uSuthu emhlambanyatsi lapho khona bekudlala khona emacembu langaphasi yes lapho khona uSuthu lengicabanga ukuthi uyabona le dedication noma lokutimisela kwalabadlali mina nje Fabrice ngabonga kakhulu bo-organizer bayo iyona i-UNESA Basketball League kuthi akusiwumdlalo kurana i-league akusiwumdlalo ukuthi week in week out udlalise ema-teams adlale i-tournament ibe successful ngemgcibelo nje ema-teams bekadlala 2 games akusiwumdlalo loyo uyothola ukuthi idine ngiletimvo leti faka khathi bo-fixture lokufaka ikhathi even nalamacembu because kudila nemacembu ukuthi adlale 2 games per day ngicabanga ukuthi kulukhuni kakhulu singababonga nje bona bothando
ngiyayibona iDunkiland Master one of the teams ikhona i-Knicks I know we hear from the 2 teams representative and the league organizers when you did manage to talk to the league organizers and I think we had a clip on our news earlier on what are their complaints and bacelani in terms of Lucito outside there ukuthi at least the standard labafuna ukusi-achieve bagcine bakhonile ukusi-achieve
Fabrice ku straightforward ama sponsors because banaso sponsor nyalo at the moment kodwa angicabanga ukuthi si enough ukuthi lamacembu angakhona ukuthi abe motivated njoba ngisho mina ukuthi uyayibona le passion kubo labadlali le dedication lokutimisela ukuthi thine la sidlala lenvo ngalokuyithanza ngicabanga ukuthi akusiko malula because incumbi yabo labanye babo vele ma students so ku balancisa ukuthi ngeSaturday ngidlala 2 games even nange ma test days bayadlala isikhathi esiningi njengoba ngisho ukuthi badlalela khona eKwaluseni and nawuva le vision noma lo mbono wabo labo organizer ngicabanga ukuthi muhle kakhulu Fabrice ukuthi nyalo sekumele ukuthi kungasabi ngumanzini Mbabane kuphela njengoba sibonile ukuthi bebasemhlambanyathi bafuna ukuthi baphume bahambe baye kuBosimunye bafuna ukuthi baphume bahambe baye kuBolihlangano lokho ke kutawubenefita ini kutawubenefita ngiyabekisa nje umuvu lodlala ibasketball lohlala enhlangano akudzingi ukuthi ede every day ngala eMbabane noma kaManzini utayidlala khona enhlangano.
Now, in the interest of time, let's look at the results. Mina ustavumelana ukuthi at university level, that's where the passion is. Nasibuka ukuthi even in football, we've seen at university, that's where the passion is. Ngilapho nasithi udlala sport with passion, with that expectation in terms of salaries and anything. But these are the results that played over the weekend. I touched on Dakilen Master Academy also being part of the teams that did well over the weekend.
But we itepile Dankilane Academy idlala nayo iMbabane Knicks unfortunately noma ngatsini akungasho ukuthi unfortunately because good team lengifevako la kule 2 aseMbabane yawina iMbabane Knicks ku Dankilane Academy but yakhona ukuthi ibuye yona iDankilane Academy nasayidlala neSimunye yakhona ukuthi igcine unqobile lo mdlalo so ngicabanga ukuthi ngilo sikufuna ko lo ukuthi team nayiluzile kulomnye umdlalo nayidlala iDerby ibuye ibounce back nayo iMbabane Knicks yakhona ukuthi iphumelele ku Dankilane yaphinze yawina futhi ku-UNESCO ngicabanga ukuthi iMbabane Knicks at the moment nawibuka the way ledlala ngayo noma the way lenda ngayo nalama results angifakazela kuloko so iyakhombisa ukuthi bayicele kahle yona imidlalo yesibili i-second round yayo i-UNESCO Basketball League.
Masa, I want us to listen to some of the teams and the organizer, but there's some irregularities, Mas, in terms of the performance of the teams. Ngubekisele njenga UNESCO alumni na Zimzim down at the bottom of the screen. They beat Manzini Superstars, and I think we have a colleague here, Eswatini TV, who plays for the team. Sfiso Ngumar is a KBS presenter, Kusel Breakfast presenter. So look at Zimzim, the difference when they beat Manzini Superstars. But then look at Superstars. I mean, look at Zimzim and Simunye trends. So when do I know? Is it the fatigue of playing the first game, then coming to the second game, you can't catch up the same, or they just need to babambe momentum as they head into the second round?
Babambe momentum for President Joba Usho. Fortunately for Imanzini Superstars, baqalile ikempe yabo namuhla. Iletaw involve juniors le labachimela khona eBosco. Ngicabanga ukuthi idinvo letilesti ngako kulamaqembu lafana nalawa. Isimunye ngi very impressed is Vindo baluza against Dankilane, but I'm very impressed ngeteam yaseSimunye ngendlela labadimisela ngayo i-dedication ngikhulumile ngako kusuka ukuthi usuke eSimunye utodlala 2 games ngala eMbabane ngilokunye lokho lokungacontribute ukuthi kwende bese ku second game siyaluza because utravelile wafika wadlala 2 games akusiko melula but siyawadzinga lamaqembu latawubamba lawo ma camps week in week out.
Now Ndadlamini, our in-house analyst, when he visited those games at Usutu, he managed to get interviews from a Dankilane representative, someone from Mbabane Knicks. Since it was a tough game, like he highlighted, it was a derby, so he needed to get how those two teams reacted. And then there was also the tournament organizer who highlighted some of the challenges that they are facing. Let's listen to the 3 speakers.
So namuhla sihosta ema games UBL, which is UNESCO Basketball League, sponsored by Earthquake and the Clary store. Kahle ma games for aya abesemvasi, but unfortunately when they get my exams gone. So because we needed the competition to keep on going on, we decided to get an alternative khona la Usutu eMhlambanyati. So today we have our first games of the second round of our UBL leagues happening. This exercise on Saturdays is actually our second one, which we try to introduce with our second edition of the UEPL. Why? Because we wanted to have more competitions happening both during the week and a weekend. So what we have been doing Ngalama Saturday is to have 2 games played on the day. So instead of just 1 game where teams come in for 1 game on Thursday or on Tuesday, they're playing 2 games today. So we have a slot of about 8 games playing today. So we've been in discussion with the sponsor. The sponsor actually wants us to decentralize the basketball altogether. The hope is that we can secure one outdoor facility in Simunye. Simunye Club, siyafuna kuyodlala khona, showcase what is basketball all about. We will be trying also alternative venues, Mavuso and Waterford as well. So far, Zim Zim and UNESCO alumni are number 1 and number 2 respectively. And then we have Manzini Superstars at number 3 and Babane Nix at number 4. Right now in the background, we have Babane Nix playing against Danky Lane Academy.
Thank you. We were playing better than we kind of expected. It was a good game. We just lost by 5 points. We're just hoping to be doing better next time. We're never going to be playing them. We're just kids trying to play basketball. So this is our way of improving. We started off nice. It's about to finish it. Because we're young kids, we still are growing in this game. It was a close game. We went to the fourth quarter. We were leading by 4 points. We just lost it.
The game, it was close, very close. The young guys can run, they're super fast, but we held it down, we won. So, okay, so basically on offense, we did we just attacked the basket, we needed to get fouls, so we put pressure on the refs. And then on defense, we just switched it to man, so we're pressing the whole time, so they couldn't get a bounce in or anything. So that was the adjustment that we needed to do, and we did that to secure the win. Well, we tried, man. We tried. I wouldn't say we were composed. We also we were a bit anxious. You know, a game when it's close, man. But with experience, these situations, you learn to be calm and just finish the game strong. Hey, man, the goal is just championship, man. Winning all the way. This is the first game of the second round, so the goal is just winning all the games all the way to the finals. More games, the better the flow of the game becomes. So definitely, we're using all the games we can. So this league is definitely a platform to just stay in shape and create the chemistry as a team, just being together as one.
Yeah, quite interesting. Future of the sport looks to be quite in doubt, but the youngsters, they are quite motivated. Now, moving on, let's go to volleyball now, where we talk about ladies series returning also this past weekend at the Olympia Africa Lubamba. Master Wafiga Wabavagashera. I think one particular game I'm interested in is Phoenix versus Scorpion. Sits in standard. You watch the teams. What did you note, Master?
Nakhona Fabrice siyakhumbula ukuthi i-series yokuqala yaphela about a month ago lapho khona i-correctional iyadominate sayibona idominator kwathi nakusukunyiswa le sponsorship le bese Mula Sports Betting over 100,000 emalangeni base iyahlukanisa ke yona i-volleyball yaseswatini le association kuthi kudlalwa ema-series lang 5 udlaliwe series yokuqala so nge-weekend bekuqale i-series yesibili lapho khona sibonile cishe ema-teams in fact bekudlala bomake kule weekend ngala kubomake sibonile ema-teams ikakhulu njengoba usho Scorpion cishe this team Fabrice I must say ukuthi Scorpion over the years uyakhumbula before last season iqale ema-games bakhala bokhoshi ukuthi abakhoni badlala ihlangana nabajime bahlala khashane kakhulu bachelelene kodwa bokhoshi the likes of bokhoshi Mlondi Matsebula benda umsebenzi lomhle kakhulu Fabrice bayihlanganisile le team iyadlala and kule game le ngicaba ukuthi isethe kuqala bebanyanzela ngemuva bakhona ku recover bagcine babuyile bayincobile so I'm very very impressed so far kulama teams le ngwabonile as much as ikhona i-correctional but Scorpions benda umsebenzi lomhle kakhulu.
Now, what a game it was. It was a tough game, as you can see, even the attendance. Master, I want us to listen to the two team captains or representatives, senior players. Kuna Zandile Dlamini from Phoenix and Pepire Mazia from Scorpion. What are they saying about the game, the return of the tournaments? And then also, we just get also other comments.
Namhla sihlangene kudlala besifazane bosisi badlala series 2 wamula bese kuyaqhubeka. No namhlanje kusema group stages kutawuphuma 2 best team ku 2 groups which is group A and group B. Kutabe sizophuma base badlala ema semi-finals. Latawudlala mhla ka 25. I-round letako Bambi tawudlala mhla ka 27 on a Sunday. Lokulandzela ukuthi mhla ka 26 kutabe kunema primary elections which ngeke sidlale ngalelo langa lesi. Sitawudlala mhla ka 27 ma finals e-IDM kuMathapha. No science sikhuphuke kakhulu Bhembe nje kunana igame ledlalako ngale lapha kudlala khona Scorpion nePhoenix. Sikhuluma nje nyalo TT ku decisive set office lokukhombisa ukuthi science sikhuphuke kakhulu because na ungalandzela nje iPhoenix yaba ma runners up ale tournament. Scorpions iPhoenix yona ngicabanga ukuthi yaba number 8 of which kuyakhombisa ukuthi ikhona good improvement. Abantu abakudecide kusho ukuthi vele emandla abo aphosakalingana. Nakusuka umuntu lo previous tournament abe number 8 ayodlala a competitive game nemuntu beke number 2 kusho kona standard sikhuphuke kakhulu. Siboyene Bob Ladies lapha ishikiliswa iRez kule game isanza kuphela nakhona igcine iphela ku decide kwaphela nga 2-1. Lokusho ukuthi nje namhlanje bo 2-0 asikaze sibabone selokusile bo 2-1 kusho ukuthi lokho setiphosa iyalingana emandla ato.
We really excelled. Exceeded our expectations now today. And yes, we were prepared and we were ready to win the game. But then, of course, by winning the Scorpions, but then it was the first time Sifola is set against Scorpions. So I would say it was really a great game. We were coming for them. It's because before the game, umphathi futhi abomzizi uye asitshele ukuthi play to enjoy, play for your number. So nasilapha ekhaya I think it's because siba free and sidlalela nje ukuthi udlalela inombolo yakho, you're playing for the team, you're taking one for the team. So ngolo kusenda sikhululeke sikhona ukuthi sidlale to our utmost best. Ultimately we are hoping that we can at least advance to the semi-finals. And God willing, even to the finals themselves. We'll see what happens.
The game was challenging, especially to us because it's the indoors. But yes, it didn't more unfortunately. But competition is there. We appreciate the competition from Phoenix. So we're happy not to grow my skills. Honestly, we're so I appreciate the challenge because in the teacher about win 2-0, but they showed up now for the first set. Salung is anati, so 2-1. Unfortunately, Nyalo for the first game as Kadlalin Jongwa Bestikatsi, but knowing from what we've been training, we have improved. In Alokusis Cornelia to come back, so I'd say corner improvement from Series 1. Yes, Series 1 is a finisher second. So I'm hoping at the same Star Corner see podium finish.
Now, it was a good game between the two teams, and you can hear from the Scorpion representative, or rather captain, senior player, Papire Mazia, that is what they want, maintaining. Otherwise, for the association, the speaker who spoke before the girls was the Eswatini Volleyball Association Vice President, Mr. Eric Gama, just giving us an overview what are we expecting these upcoming weekends, and they'll be proceeding with other activities. But big ups to their also sponsors who ensure that the sport at the aid is still active. As you can see, it was all fun-filled day where teams had to enjoy a very competitive tournament. And I think also the colorful element into the teams. Ngiyathanda ukuthi at least nasikhuluma nge-team usheshe ubone ukuthi this is the design. Ungethi ugcoke isikipha sibovu nami ngigcokele iscreen. There is discipline in this competition.
Kakhulu Fabrice. I think ilenye imvo labakhonile kuyenta ka volleyball. Ngokona lokuthi emacembu onke evele adlale ngama kids atiwe nje ukuthi lena ngiphi bo Res uyababona, UEDF uyababona, Scorpion uyababona, bo Phoenix uyababona, Bobcats uyababona, onke lama teams cisho uyababona ukuthi laba nginaba. But ke Fabrice ngifuna kuvete nakulokunye the smooth transition ku power yaka volleyball. I can read in between the lines. wagcina nini kubona president waka volleyball most of the time ilisekela lakhe lihlale likhona. I think ngiloko lesikudzingako kuma sports kuthi if sengidlalile mina irole yami nangile bengisolo ngisebenta naye ngimgrumako
nakavele publicly
akayidlale lenzima ahambe naye akwente letinvo kungabe sesekutholakala ukuthi mina solo ngilala nje nakwenteka ukuthi khwishi kimi awu kufile ema sports. So ngicabanga ukuthi tinvo leti kuma sport lesitidingako benda umsebenzi lomuhle baka volleyball nama sponsors bawatholile I series solo iyachubeka siyaze sifike kulasihlanu.
Good point, Master. Before we move to rugby, is that we hardly hear from vice presidents of other associations in basketball. Not to say Mr. Mapanga doesn't want, I want to take an offense. Not to say Mr. Mapanga doesn't want his VP to say, but sometimes also Nabo VP Master, abativate say, go to swimming, boxing. This is what we want, like you said. Now, moving on, rugby, under 17 tournament, Master, over the weekend. Sikurumange grassroots. Rugby. Master, Nakon, I think there is a Smanga who is also a vice president.
Vice president.
Yes. You were there over the weekend. What did you get in terms of what you noted, in terms of developing the sport itself? Because at some point, I've always had a question to say, there's a reason why Ecuador, Paraguay, they are also coming up, Uruguay, Paraguay, they are coming up well in football because they are next to a country that is very well in football. That's Brazil. So I'm going to South Africa in terms of rugby, but we're still struggling. You're getting my point. There's also Namibia. There's also Zimbabwe. There's Namibia. These are countries when you talk about rugby, they're doing well. But we're amongst the lowest ranked team. Hence, Makelwane is a world champion. Agiaki sense master. We need to work on something. We were there watching.
Ngicabanga ukuthi Fabrice la sibuya khona mo especially ngala ka rugby union about 6 years ago le rugby union iphose yangena emgodini Fabrice ngidokubeka lokungakusabi ema records nanamhla loku nawubuka 7 years ago kuda watholakala abafuni nawo itindzaba tetimali tonke letinvo leto as much as sizeze yona i-national team behle i-participate kodwa leli office la ka rugby union kunengilo lokungahambanga kahle so mitsite lo buholi lobusha nabungena yes sekunalobusha futhi inyalo lubukhethwe kuletinyanga letendlulile kodwa ngicabanga ukuthi once wakhona clearisha office kahle kwaba proper konke then sesiya ku development lapho khona sotayicela pass ngala kule sport before so sebentile lo msebenzi wase office bathi teke nabangena banika bo coach labe babafundzisa ukuthi asebahambe bayele etindzaweni letingekho nala even bombabane bake bahambe bayofuna abadlali laba under 17 batathi nasebabafunile labadlali bangene kulama teams then bese kudlala yona i-tournament. I'm happy nje Fabrice ukuthi kunema teams laqhamuka even lekubo Spofanene nawendlula kubo Phumula Mcashi yinvo leyo lesizingako ma teams lawa lajimako every day and uyababona nalabadlali ukuthi labadlali ema under 17 bayatitshela bayatimisela as much as ubona ukuthi akusiyo invo lesikhule ngayo kodwa bakhona labakubambako the basics lama basics ale sport.
Master, before we listen to some of the interviews, I'm noting things because lokunye lokuye kwenteka Master is just that you and I were doing what we're supposed to do. We deliver the message, but kulo muntu ohlele ekhaya Master besiyatibuta ukuthi ngiyambona nangumfana utecathula in terms of the sport. What are we saying? Question mark number one. Number two, we have a problem. Some of the other association Master would see send a report of the motherboard emhlabeni. Ngiyabekisa International Rugby Association. Kuze in terms of story annual allowance. Send the logo development started it formbe smigise kuphelile. What's in next month? Wabuya ask about the team. No, that was a once-off event. Are we going to proceed with the event? No matter this was a once-off. Eswatini is growing in terms of basketball. That's mistake number 2. 3, the sport rugby Master, it comes with physical fitness. Are we doing something to incapacitate the kids in terms of physical fitness? Now babuka bo siyakholisa ukuthi umthimba usukuni kanani. That's the future. What are we saying to the kids who are playing the sport? These are some of the questions we have, and then we tell ourselves we're developing the sport, but we're not really, normalizing the situation.
Ngenhlahla Fabrice okhuluma ne-analyst uphinde ukhuluma na coach. Umdlali Fabrice more especially 14 to 17 as much as utakufaka kancane the physique kodwa when they show ukuthi lo mdlali lama muscles akhe awa ngatsini ngifuna kuyibeka kahle awendi ukuthi abese soyalimala lo mtimba then asangedlula kwa 18 kumele sala developa the muscles la kutawukhona khona ukuthi nawufika ushayisa uwelele khasha but tonke letinto leto Fabrice ubute ngathi inge continuity yale midlalo
yale midlalo
le tournament le itawuchubeka nje evikini lelitako babuke kuyimikisa mhlambe kubosiphofaneni dinvo leti Fabrice lengicaba ukuthi siyadidzinga kakhulu because now utayithatha nje le tournament le ngiyabekisa iye maybe esiphofaneni ifike esiphofaneni itawukhanga lokungenani noma bamvana lokungenani labangi 10 to 15 lokusho ukuthi le sport ukhonile ukusipromota emakhaya because bayabona labafunza nabo bayabona abantu labadlala nabo noma labahlala nabo ukuthi hayi uyadlala lo sibonile i-team yakhe ifikile ne-association so ngicabanga ukuthi cishe tonke letinvo leto kancane yona i-rugby union yalapha ekhaya iyakwenda kancane and nawubuka ukuthi yena Bandile wakavilakade since angenile office about 3 months ago nayi tournament washo vele ukuthi bafuna ukufocusa kakhulu ku development kude sizeze the senior national team yaka rugby itawubenefita through labadlali abancane.
Now his deputy or rather assistant or the one who comes after him in terms of seniority at the rugby union, that is Esmanga Magagura. He caught up with this man for a short interview, and also we managed to get 1 or 2 teams from both male and female teams just to give us an overview. But kabangani ngale competition. Let's listen to those 3 speakers.
Le midlalo lena isita kakhulu zena ze union because siqale sakhipha libandla labo coach nje ma junior coaches athi sebahambe around the country bafomisha ema centers bajimise kwakhiwa ema teams so ever since uqalile umnyaka besingaka saba nama competition alolu hlobo besigcina nje kudlala esikolweni sathi sesiyabuka ukuthi siyinhlangano dlala rugby kangwane ukuthi awu asisito testa phela sibone ukuthi lo lesihlale sekuthumela abo coach bayasendela inkona lengephandle awu ngenhlanhla lenhleke nako njengoba nawe utibonela mbukele ekhaya ukuthi awu vele bantwana baphumile ngetinkani sinabo laba bafana nemantombazana kepha-ke lokwalamhla sigaba sekucala sale mdlalo sitawucela nje ukuthi thina baceda kudlala laba and then zemva kwenyanga sitabe sithi sesibana lapho khona sitawube nje sitawubuka labadlale kahle lamhla sidlala umlendo wesibili lapho sitawube sekhona siyabahlomelisa khona kwethu nje lokunye nasevikini lelitako sitawuba nawo lamanye ama-games stages akama-under 19 nakhona solozama i-development yethu kubuka ukuthi ngabe tiyakhula intinombolo ngabe kwendakala ini singalibali ukuthi sithumele bo-coach sabahambe bayoshicoacha lengaphandle kwanza sikude but nje ever since siqalile lokhu lamhla ilanga lethu libe lihle kakhulu netinombolo tiyajabulisa kuyabonakala ukuthi umdlalo we-rugby kangwane uyakhula noma usesigabeni lesipasi but nje nawubuka leli sasezalala abantwana awu bayatimisela kakhulu bayadlala baphuma ngemphufelo omkhulu so kwatize ukuthi lo nyaka ngomdlalo wenzebe emhlaba yaka rugby nathi sikhanze ukuthi kukahle ukuthi nathi asesibanikete abantwana lithuba tonke itigaba ngoba sibheke ukuthi at least ngama kuphela 4 years sibe sesinathi sesilungele ukuthi tonke itigaba te rugby setiyadlala at national level kungagcini nje la kudlala la kithi kuphela bese yakhona ukuthi noma sithumele sinabo Lesotho boBotswana lesinabo la sinabafaka ama-under 17 nathi siyakhona kulomnyaka utako njengelive kufaka noma bafuna ini laba siphethe nathi sikhona ukuthumela i-team so kwanyalo nje lesingakucela kungaba kucela etinkampanini nakulabo nalabo ngoba siyabona la ngaphandle labanye bayafaka ama-sponsors lethi tinhlangothi nathi kucela nje ukuthi awu bamane basibambise ngoba nathi sisakhula siya-understanda kona ukuthi umnotho welive lethu awu lethi netigaba kwanza ukuthi kude but nje singanxuza nemaswati ukuthi sitawaconfirma ama-dates aleli viki elilandzelako ukuthi sithethe i-rugby nyalo sabuka ukuthi asesiyimikisele emakhaya sisazama kufuna lokushayile-ke ukuthi sithe kahle lama-ground ngoba njalo nje kule viki leli sibheke ukuthi taba nama-games ama-under 19 ataba sesiphofaneni noma ethamboti noma e-Big Bend depende ukuthi sithola kuphi iviki because sine-challenge evenya and then taba nalata aba khona la kamanzini going forward ukuthi okay ma-under 19 nakhona ataba njengalolu hlobo lolu sazo sesiyabuka-ke ukuthi okay nasebadlali bese siyabahlanganisa laba batawuqualifya kule ma-region sebayabuya-ke batodlala together la etulo edolobheni ngoba sibuka ukuthi bantwana labaningi bale emakhaya lapho labana lithalente nawubuka nje la sinebantwana labachamuka bosigangeni sinebantwana labachamuka bomalinze sinebantwana labachamuka le bomlipo kuthi nzawo tonke nje cishe tale live siyazama ukuthi nalapho nalapho sibe nawo emacembu lathitha singabuki leli dolobha lodwana.
Ngerabhi ngijabula kakhulu kuyifunza because bakile ba-introduce sibabona nama-TV but-ke sifiso sami lokuthi ngichubeke ngibe fike kubo-World Cup because maybe khona lengakugeyina even ne-body fitness khona lokubonako kiko lokho ngokuthi umelele live khona kubonakala ukuthi kubonakala wena usida live kuletinye indlela ngajabula kakhulu mina lokho.
Ngifisa ukuthi nami nase ngiyati kakhulu ngibe ngicoach phindze ngihambe ngibe ngumfulu watiwako even kuthi ngichubeke ngijime ngite groundini ngiphindze ngibe fit. Kumnanzi phindze kuyakhula bayahlulana phindze uhlubahlula.
Thi laba mfana bangagcini nje kudlala la labadlala khona nabo bakhona ukuthi badlale njengalabanye badlali lababonwa kubo SABC Sport kungabe nje ukuthi kuphelela khona lana kuphela nabo bakhona ukuthola opportunity ukuthi bayodlala kulamanye emave kungabi nje ukuthi badlala etikula noma ema-centers ala Eswatini. Bona ukuthi bayaya kakhulu embili bangcono nje kulokhu bebangeko eminyakeni lemibili leyendlulile ngoba sicale 3 years back nje kuqala kudlalisa le rugby but nje ukhona kakhulu lo mehluko ngiyabona ukuthi bayadlala kangcono naleli eminye iminyaka ngolokuthi bahlale ngaso sonke isikhathi bahlangana kube nekuthi bayadlala ema-friendly kungabi ukuthi nje kugcina ngalokudlala ukuthi kubitwe ama-tournaments kuphela nabo laba khona etindzaweni letehlukahlukene ababitane bofana bajime kube nekuthi bayasitana labasitana khona.
Now, female coach Nondobeko Zwane highlighting the importance of this tournament, how to develop a young child. It is quite interesting, highlighting how they should go to other channels. Phela Zwane sitawuchaza bavethela ku Eswatini TV Sports. Then nabahamba vele sitabaranzela. We do that even here, Eswatini TV Sports. Master, what a message from these athletes, coaches and everything. So it is time now to move to golf, where we talk about golf. There is the Mananga Open over the weekend. One of his favorite tournaments, I should highlight. Now, Kulmange Mananga Open, he loves the tournament, and I think he is very intrigued whenever you talk about a tournament of that magnitude. Master Wafiga, Wakanzaban.
Iyona iMananga Open Fabrice iqhubekile kule mpelasonto la eMananga Golf Club njoba bososhile ukuthi open lena yesithathu lapha eVeni. iMananga Open ingenelwe ke Fabrice ma-golfers langetulu kwalalishumi lamane nemfica lokusho ukuthi 49 wema-golfers tinombolo leto letijabulisako kakhulu Fabrice. I'm very impressed ngalendlela ledlalwe ngayo. Yes, le tournament le noma ngisho ukuthi yona lo mcuselwano lo welgaluva udlalwa ku 36 holes lo mnye kutatebuta ku 36 holes uchamukapi because a full golf course ina 18 lokusho ukuthi badlala kabili uthi ungamcetha lo first 18 uphenza uqale liphasi omdlalo yinvo leyo Fabrice kulukhuni kakhulu 18 nje awodwa umatema kakhulu so ngicabanga iqale ekseni ngabo nagabanca insimbi yesithupha ekseni ama-golfers already bese kavele akhona lapha eMananga Golf Course asavele athiyofile incumbi yawo kodwa nje Fabrice ngaveta lokuthi le tournament le because njoba ngisho ukuthi badlale 36 ma holes lokusho ukuthi iwinner bekubukwa igross lokugcina hamba embili ke nguye Martin lo thole 100 lo shaya ithole gross 144 lamlandzele yena phakathi 146. So ngicabanga ukuthi I tournament lena ayikavami but special nangingayibeka kanjalo and uyakhumbula ukuthi nale golf course yakhona eMananga special Fabrice special kakhulu one of ema golf course lengasho ukuthi mahle nawabuka nalendzawo even the greens kusebusika nyalo but akubonakala ukuthi in fact sesiphumile ebusika kodwa akubonakala ukuthi sibuye ebusika cishe the greens ayabonakala ukuthi alihlata tinvo letile sititsingako unakekelekile tonke tinvo angiboni nje ukuthi ikhona igolfa lengakhala ngale course.
It's an international standard. I want us to look at the results, Master. Martin Nichka what the champions of the day. But let's look at the results because I'm also quite interested to see some of the names who you might maybe say come next Open, they might improve. Take us through the results. A division, Master.
Yes, Fabrice. Open champion njoba ngisho ukuthi Open champion Martin Lishka uthole 144 kwase kuthi khaya Nhlengethwa waphuma wabasenzaweni yesibili yena thola 146 gross but kubene A division ne B division lapho khona Fortune Ngwenya yena uthole igross ya 155 lokusho ukuthi uphume wabasenzaweni yekuqala enzaweni yesibili Moses Sifunza 157. Then bekuna B division lesi sigaba lesicishe singathi nawusuka ku A division sikulandzela sona igross nakhona Mancoba Makagula thola 166. Then excuse me, then igross number 2 na number 3 bona bo Philip na Ncamiso bathola 175 igross. Ngicabanga ukuthi nawubuka Fabrice njengoba ngisho ukuthi standard besetulu kakhulu 49 wama golfers laba part of yona le tournament le ngicabanga ukuthi kuhle kuyencomeka.
Beautiful stuff. Now, we got a chance through his presence during the tournament to catch up with the eventual winner, Mr. Martin Nichka, who won with 144, just expressing his excitement. He'll be in the company of the club captain, Mr. Wandile Smedan. Listen to them.
I've got to say, Taribo, I won't lie, it's surreal. You know, I'm a social golfer. So this, for me, it's very special. I couldn't imagine it. You know, my first dream was to win club champs, but to win an Open and to be maybe one of the best in Swaziland for this, no, it's a dream come true. I've enjoyed it. I had a surreal round. I'm very grateful, very happy. No, I think there's too much work. I'm still going to enjoy myself. Maybe I'll try some other Opens and see how it goes. One of the goals was to maybe represent Swaziland one day, but let's see how it goes.
I-Open ihambe kahle kakhulu. We had a field of 48 players. We had to limit the field to 48 so that we can all play 36 holes because the Open must be 36 holes for everyone. So we're happy that everything went well. All the players came and they were on time and we managed to finish the Open. Everyone played 36 holes, which was good. In terms of everything else, we are grateful to our sponsors. We had Mananga Sugar Packers that sponsored us with money to buy prices, and they also gave us packets of sugar, which is what they make. We had Barry and Kate Ensley that also sponsored us with some money to buy prices. And we had our monthly sponsor, Previc. They also chipped in with prices for the Open. And we had RES that also gave us a few prizes. So we're grateful to our sponsors. Everything went well. And the course was in good condition. The players enjoyed. We are happy that the champion came from one of our own, Martin Lishka, and he played a magnificent score of 144, that is 72 and 72. So we're quite happy that everything went well. So yeah, it's been a good day. We are tired, but yeah, it's part of the game.
words of encouragement and excitement from the club captain, Wandile Simelane. Master, let's look at the press presentation, which I think, this is why we've said, Master, would see, golf is one of the sports that is growing fast in the country because of the motivations that you get after you're a winner. Mr. Martin Nichka being the winner, the excitement to Mbonile Master. How far do you think he can go? The sky is the limit. That's Mr. Kaya also getting his prize.
Not even the sky is the limit. It's just a yardstick. Lokusho ukuthi kude lemvo lengakuvimba ekudlaleni igaluva. But Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi igaluva kuthiwa nasekunale presentation noma ungabanika ini but we appreciate. Imagine if bekuyi tournament yale manye ama sports angingake ngangifuni kwasho ngamagama bathola ama prizes la kanje ngakugcwele ku social media, but golf because bona a token of appreciation lokuthi ngibe part of the tournament ngiko lokwenda ukuthi babe proud kakhulu ngalokuba ingcenye yalomcutshelwana. Ngicabanga ukuthi dinvoleto lekugcina ukuthi umove usport once wayithola that motivation ukuthi ube ingcenye yalemidlalo, it's enough kubo. It's about socializing, kuhlangana nicoce nikhulume business, not just ukuthi nje ngifuna kuwina ngikatsi imali enganga 50,000 noma 100,000. No.
As much as it is quite an expensive sport, but the little they get in terms of response, revenue, and in terms of prize presentation, they quite appreciate it. Now, the bigger story now, we head to what was taking place in Hlangan over the weekend on Saturday, where there was the first edition of Eswatini Hospice at Home, a charity cup, where the winner had to walk out with 100,000 in Marangeni. We start with the colorful event, Master, the attendance, the supporters, those who left Babane to go support their club, Manzini and everywhere. How was the day itself?
Fabrice, isigaba sekuqala sayo i-Hospice at Home charity cup le beyifaka emacembu lamane lokuyi Monen Pirates, Babane Swallows, Manzini Wanderers neNsingizini Spurs. Uchubekile khona enhlangano King Sopuza the second Memorial Stadium lapho khona bamvu baphumile ngetingane bebabulala inyoka khona enhlangano. Ngicabanga ukuthi dinvo leti lesititsi ngako Fabrice ukuthi ema fans akhombise lokuthi naku utani mo sponsors into ngena ngalapho leni because indlela ekumaketha ukuthi labamvu babe banengi dinvo letinhle lotibonako adlalile amacembu igame yaqala Swallows yadlala neMoneni yawina yona imbabone Swallows igame yesibili yawina iNsingizini kuManzini Wanderers, then final kwasekudlala yona imbabane Swallows idlala nayo iNsingizini Spurs. Then nawuyibuka le game Fabrice igame lena lingasho ukuthi yes ama chances bekakhona bebazama kwa create ama chances, but very nangasho ukuthi tactically nangayibeka kanjalo because ama chances nakati awuvela ngetiwombe kube ngilawo ma episodes nje kungasho ukuthi ngwaya kube ngileti wombe kuyakhombisa ukuthi kancane the coaches ayakhombisa ngala kuNsingizini Spurs. Nawubuka yena Mike Mwase le team ehlanganisa iyakhona kudlala.
Were they playing like a team at home, Master? Because nasikhuluma iNsingizini vele it's like they were home.
Basekhaya and kubajimela khona la home ground yabo badlala njengoba ngisho ukuthi lapha ekhaya emidlalweni iyadlala ngala imbabane Swallows the likes of Felix bayingenela le game lecabanga ukuthi coach bekacabanga ukuthi soyoshaya ema penalty. Unfortunately for imbabane Swallows wangakhona ukuthi ayishaye na Felix yani bekuyi penalty ekuqala for Nsingizini Spurs bacala kahle ekushayeni wona ama penalties, but ama penalties ke Fabrice ngihlale ngisho ukuthi bese kubalidayisi njengoba
sibasuvuke kanjani kulelo la
yana ukuthi the football gods bangakuweni ngalelo langa, but nje ama penalties lamahle and lengufunzile Fabrice ngifuna kushona ukuthi nakusachubeka le game lapha ekhaya emidlalweni dine ngiletimvo lengitibonile Nsingizini Spurs ukhona Shaka ngicabanga ukuthi if atawuchubeka atimisele ngalendlela latimisela ngayo khona kuNsingizini noSpurs utawashaya emagoli wawathola emagoli amabili kuManzini Wanderers and kusizini ngicabanga ukuthi utawuhlupha kakhulu ngambona le ndlela la khona kuholder iplay ngayo.
Let's talk about the Swallows keeper also. Do you think he can make it in the future as we head to the season?
Yes, bengifuna kuya kuye nje yena aqiniso nawubuka le ndlela labeketele ngayo I'm one guy lo very patient Fabrice so yena qiniso ngicabanga ukuthi is one goalkeeper lokhombisa kubeketela kakhulu emidlalweni webhola because kuMbabane Swallows at some point in time beka number 3 kuyo iMbabane Swallows kuna Sandanezo kuna Ngomishi then kuba naye but ukhonile kubeketela labanye ngiyakhumbula bebasho ukuthi akahambe kuMbabane Swallows aye somewhere kodwa ubeketele ukhonile ukuthi aseve ipenalty ayiphinze ayishaye futhi ngicabanga ukuthi yinvo leyo kubo goalkeeper lekudzinga ukuthi sibinzi unesibinzi kumele nje alungise lapha nalapha ngibonile naka distributor because kunabo Sandile kunabo Nunu every time nakayibamba le bhola akayishayi nje uyakhumbula ukuthi last week ngikhulumile nga one goalkeeper weManzini Wanderers ukuthi kudzinga ukuthi bamcoach ukuthi ibhola nawuyibambile ungilomunye wabadlali uyayiphasa awuyishayi so ngicabanga ukuthi yena aqinisa ukhonile ukufunza lokho kuyo iMbabane Swallows. I think this season utamnika tough time yena Sandanezo.
Now, Master, I know we will discuss this Hospice at Home tournament very deeply on Thursday during the Eswatini. But Master, sigesa mona nje Igoles tournament over the weekend, Bible Society. There was this one. I know the pre-season tournaments, but a little bit rusty. You know, the form is not there yet. The teams you watched over the weekend, can we say the season is going to be indeed an exciting one? Are the teams coming back to the usual? Are those teams, are they getting back to the usual?
Kwadlala ama-games lamathathu kwashaya amagoli lang-7 very impressed. Yinvo leseyifunako thina ama-neutrals thina bamvu lesingafeve ukuthi kushayo lamagoli so njoba ngisho ukuthi iMbabane Swallows first game 2 yashaya 2 Monene Pirates yakora second game Singizini noSpurs yashaya 3 Manzini Wanderers yakora. I'm a bit worried ngendlela iManzini Wanderers ledlala ngayo basabadzinga abadlali about 3 or 4 webadlali labatawukhona ukuthi baqinise babe spine noma babe ngumgogodla wale team bayabadzinga kakhulu Fabrice. Otherwise if iManzini Wanderers lendlela lidlale ngayo this past 2 weekend kule Hospice at Home nakuBible Society itawuchubeka idlale ngayo league but aba ne challenge. Monene Pirates ngakusho na last week ukuthi kancane uyayibona ukuthi yena iCapot Masosha kukhona la lafuna kuyakhona. Nsingizini noSpurs ngala kumeke muwase kuyabonakala ukuthi le team ucale nayo i-pre-season because last season we joined only 6 games so this season ngiyambona ukuthi ucale nayo pass le team uyayibona i-midfield i-defense yes goalkeeper Paraba naye sikudzinga ukuthi asale aba nglo commander wayo le defense ayimashale ashoute then striking force njengoba ngishilo ngathi ukhona Shaka uyakhona holder iplay uyakhona kuthena ashaye ngicabanga ukuthi batawukhona ukuthi bayicela kahle season.
You have it. Beautiful stuff. Thank you very much for your presence, Master. Linda Dlamini, in-house analyst. I know Thursday there's the bigger picture of our show. We look at this Hospice at Home tournament in a deep analysis. We look at teams, players. We call players to watch heading to the season. What can we say? We'll also maybe give a specific focus to the CAF competitions, be it CAF Champions League and CAF Confederation, especially for our envoys, Green Mamba. So we will also talk about their preparations for the games. Otherwise, for the entire crew that make sure that you get this specific program, the team that was at the venues, different areas over the weekend, to make sure that you get those clips. And here in the studio, me and Mr. Linda Dlamini, we do say, no magajan. Sihlala kamnasi.
uyezwana uyezwana ha lalela